Let's get into it. Coach Colin here. Chris Cuomo does something that he has never done before. This is very new territory for Chris Cuomo and anybody watching him, because in this clip, he decides to actually tell the truth. I did not misspeak. I did not misspeak. I know you heard it and you're like, oh, he meant to say Chris Cuomo lied again because that's what he does. I feel like that's what I'm supposed to be saying, but no, he actually told the truth. He was at the DNC and he started really calling out these high level donors. And he started connecting it to what Kamala Harris and all of these Democrats are saying about regulating these rich people and going after these rich people. Is very, very interesting stuff. And I also noticed that he didn't do this at the RNC. He could have easily went to the RNC and said this type of thing. And I'm not saying that the Republican Party is free from this type of thing, but it's just interesting that he chose to go to the DNC and say all of this. Maybe it's because the DNC has literal billionaires like Oprah Winfrey and multimillionaires like Michelle Obama on stage telling people, don't trust the rich people. We're going to go after the rich people. Maybe that's why. At least Trump's a billionaire and he's like, nah, I'm going to give tax breaks to those people. I'm going to incentivize them to come back to the country. It's going to create jobs. Don't worry about it. At least that's what Trump has to say. But anyway, listen. Chris Cuomo is very interesting, telling the truth.
A big theme here at the DNC is that they're going to go after corporate gouging, and they're going to go after corporations, whether it's in taxes, largesse, loopholes. The RNC, we heard the same thing. They're going after the elites, the two sets of rules. Let me reveal a reality to you that has to be spoken to here, okay? These are the soldiers. These are the men and the women that go back to their constituencies and their communities, and they fight. They take time from their jobs. They take time from their families. Republicans and Democrats alike, that's what they do. They need to charge these people up. They need to be able to get them on board. But there's another reality that is literally looking down on them. Greg, look at the ring of sweets, okay? This is not unique to Democrats. There is a game of money. When people talk about uniparty, we are strangled by the money reality in our politics. Those suites start at 500 grand. You think there's like a teacher group up in there? You think it's like the Cub Scouts of Columbia County, South Carolina, that's up in those boxes? Some of them are lobbies and good things. The media boxes, you think they're free? Why do you think I'm on the floor? News Nation is not a broke company. Nexstar is a massive organization. We are corporate media. We don't have one of those boxes because that's the game. You pay to play. Those boxes are filled with the same people that they say they're going to regulate. They are literally looking down on the faithful and being told, yeah, we're going to break down on them. We're going to make them pay their share. They paid $500, $700, $1 million, $1.5 million to have those seats. They get hotel suites that are probably gifted to the party. And the same thing is true with the Republican side. And they're going to take them down. They're going to change how it is. They are looking down from on high at the people who make the difference in their communities. And that is the reality of politics. And I had my producer walk around and show you those suites. Now, they're not all the same. They're not all the same. But the reality is, in 2000, they spent $300 million on presidential campaigns. 24 years later, you know what they're expected to spend? $10 billion. Do you know how much money Harris has raised in the last couple of weeks? Hundreds of millions. And that's success. A lot of it's small donor, a lot of it isn't. The most dangerous money in politics is now legal money because of Citizens United. You've got to know this. The idea that they can fight against it is almost laughable. It's almost laughable. So look and listen when you are told these things. Because I don't care what they promise you. Not here tonight, not at the RNC, not that Trump knows them, not that they don't own them. He did one of the biggest fundraisers I've ever heard of in my life out where I live. Millions of dollars a plate. That's the reality of politics.
And there he has the actual suites there. Penthouse suite, 500K, club level suite, 1 to 1.5 mil, lower level suites. Why would the lower level one be more? Or whatever. 2.5 million, 2 lower level suites, 5 million. Very interesting. Now, I'm guessing that the sweets have something to do with what he's talking about up here. But again, Chris Cuomo just telling the truth. You know, he's he had a debate with Dave Smith, and he's like, lying doesn't work anymore. This is so weird. He's like, what do I do? And his producer's like, hey, why don't you tell the truth? And Chris Cuomo was probably like, the truth, the truit. What's the truit? What is it? What do I have to make up? No, Chris. The truth. You can just tell the truth sometimes. The truth? I have never heard that word. What? I don't understand. Just tell people what is actually happening. Wait, hold on. It's probably a 20-minute conversation. Hold on. You mean tell them what I actually know? What do you mean? Yes, Chris, it's called the truth. The truit? Truth, Chris. It's truth. I don't know about this. Then he does it. It's one of the first videos where there's actually positive reaction in the comment section. And he's probably like, wow, this is crazy. Probably calling up Don Lemon. Don, I found this thing. There's this new thing. It's called the truit. Producer's like, truth. It's called truth. Truth. Have you ever heard of it? Don Lemon's like, no, I've never heard of truth. What's truth? Like cavemen to fire. They're like, oh, hot truth, hot truth, danger truth. No, it's not dangerous, guys. You can just tell the truth. It's very interesting stuff that he said right there. And it's true. And I would think, and again, exactly what I was saying before I started the clip, this is the reason that Trump doesn't say, I'm gonna take out these billionaires. I'm gonna take them out. Oh, we're gonna clean house with those billionaires. First of all, he is a billionaire, so of course he's not gonna say that. Second of all, he's explained so many times, he's like, the reason that I want to give them tax breaks in their corporations is it incentivizes them to do business in the US and not set up factories all other places in the world, especially China and Africa and Bangladesh and places like that. Instead of setting up there, they can set up here because we incentivize them. Then there's more jobs and it does better for the economy. He's laid this out so many times, and the Democrats just look at it and they go, eat the rich. Trump's like, no, we're all rich. What are you talking about? What are you saying right now? I don't like rich people. You're worth $100 million. Trump's like, what is going on right now? He's like, we're all rich. Hey, guys, we're all rich. We can't tell them to eat the rich. They're going to start eating us if we do that. It's absolutely crazy, but that's more than likely why Trump is always trying to do right by those huge people, those huge companies, because it helps. It actually helps the economy. And I know for some people, I'm not going to say lower level thinking. I'm going to say some people who are really all about the working class. It doesn't make any sense. You know, those socialist types, it doesn't make any sense. No. Just take their money. Just take it all from them and give it to everybody else. And everything will be fine. It doesn't work like that. You got to incentivize them. And that's one thing that Trump understands. That's one thing that no one can argue. Trump understands incentives. He likes to incentivize people. He wants to, when it comes to this whole Ukraine war thing and people can't figure out like, oh, what's Trump going to do? He's going to incentivize Putin and he's going to incentivize Zelensky. He's going to say, listen, I'm going to stop giving you money. Okay? So there's a big incentive there. If they don't have money, their whole government can't function without getting aid from the United States of America. They're done. So the second he does that, they have an incentive to go into peace talks now. He goes to Putin. He goes, listen, there was an Indian lady who was crazy who said that Ukraine's going to be part of NATO. We're going to strike up something. We're going to make another deal. They're not going to break it. If they do, they'll have severe consequences. You know, things like that. He understands incentives. That's the one thing he understands. He understands how to make a deal and incentives. But it is amazing to see Chris Cuomo tell the truth. I like that a lot. that he was willing to call all that out. And but you know why at the end of the day. Listen, I'm not going to downplay everything he said because it's true, and it was the way he laid it all out and he actually showed the suites and everything. I think great work. But also at the same time, it's cuz you're not a part of CNN anymore. If he was still a part of CNN, he'd be like, "Don't even look up there. Those are just lights. There's no people up there. It's all about the people down here. And let's talk about how we can eat the rich. Michelle Obama's up next." That's exactly what he'd be doing if he was still a part of CNN. You can tell he's even a little mad. He's like, "Why do you think I'm on the floor? I'm on the floor like one of you people. This is disgusting. Oh, I'm touching elbows with other people. This is disgusting. I saw an independent journalist just a second ago. This is gross. I'm on the floor with all the people. I used to be in a booth up there. We used to look down and smile." It's true. But that's what happens, and I guess that's what's needed to happen for him. Everybody goes on a journey. Tucker Carlson was actually talking about this in regards to Don Lemon on one of his episodes. He was really tearing down Don, and he was talking about how getting fired is supposed to help you. And he was saying, but with Don, he's like, I had such high hopes for him, but nothing happened. He got fired and just kept on doing what he was doing. Just kept on with the left-wing narrative. Just kept on doing that. Think about it. Don Lemon could have had a 8-figure deal with Elon Musk posting stuff on X. I don't know. And he blew it because he just couldn't snap out of it. So as much as I don't like Chris Cuomo, if he snaps out of it, which I don't know, it's Chris Cuomo. Like, come on. But if he did, that would be fantastic. I want more mainstream media whistleblowers out there. Tucker Carlson is a mainstream media whistleblower, whether you realize it or not. He's willing to tell us in interviews that there are people who are working for these mainstream outlets that are getting talking points from agencies. He has confirmed that. He knows them. It's incredible. So if we could have someone like Chris Cuomo become like that, that'd be great. Probably won't happen, but again, his truth journey starts slow. All we can do is hope. But let's be honest, he's probably going to go back up. He's going to go back to making things up in a second. Maybe it's only when he's called out for what he's done during the pandemic and whatnot, where the lying comes up. Maybe he'll just start telling the truth about like what's going on in current day. But do not hold your breath. Okay. Do not hold your breath. Okay. Don't do that. Because I don't want you to pass out on the floor, because that's what's going to happen. You're going to pass out, okay? Anyways, guys, like, subscribe, turn on the notifications. It helps us tremendously. And other than that, I'm out.